Hello, it's me. I'm up on my roof. There's a deck. I'm not just on the roof. That would be weird. Um, Hopefully, it's not too loud. I did a test, and because there's a street, there's a highway, and there's a city, there's noise. College essays. Yes? So, remember what your goal is for a college essay, and that is to get your uh, admissions people to know you. I mean, you want to get into school. That's your end goal, your ultimate goal. And I always say, remember or imagine if you had the exact same test scores, and the exact same grades, and the exact same GPA, and your activities are similar, and like there's a clone of you out there, and there's only one spot left in the admissions class. Is the essay going to help you get that spot over the other person? That is ultimately what your goal is. So, is there some personality in there? Are you feeling like a real human being? Are you showing that you can write? Yeah? Is your writing thoughtful? Is it interesting? And I would add in one more thing that I haven't pointed out yet because I wanted to see what drafts looks like, and this would be a good thing for the revision process. And that um, is it interesting right away? We have not spent a ton of time talking about introductions and like attention getters. Because most of the time, if you're writing an AP write or a synthesis paper or whatever, I mean, who cares, right? Um, for the most part, it's probably not a huge deal. In this case, though, they do not have to read that whole essay. If you bore them right away, it's quitting time. It's almost quitting time. You've been reading essays all day. I can tell you that it gets old, and you're at the end of the pile, and you really want to go home, but you have to get this done before you can leave. And your opening line's boring. No, they're not going to keep going. So, I mean, they might, but let's pretend that they're not nice. And right into the trash can. The other person got the last spot. Sorry, you've been waitlisted or denied. You don't want that to happen. So uh, right away, can we put something up front that's super interesting? Right now, it depends on what kind of essay it is that you're writing. Some of them seem to be more free flowing creative. There are some that are more kind of formal. It depends on where you're applying to. It depends on what their instructions are. Anything can work, but the more creative and the more kind of narrative, or you're going a little crazy with the way that it's set up, which is great as long as it works. Uh, you want to get us right up front. So, how can you start? Can you start with, let's say it's narrative? Can you start in the story instead of telling me about what the story is going to be? Can you start with a specific example? Can you start with, um, when you're first starting out, they said start with a question. Don't start with a question. Sounds like a middle schooler. Don't do it. And you're trying to get into college. Have you ever wondered why Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Like, don't write that. That's bad. Uh, but be mindful of the opening paragraph, right? So when you were doing like AP writes, nobody cared. They're gonna read the whole thing. It was just a way to write your thesis down and get to the good stuff, which is the body. In this case, you want to appeal to them. Other things to work on when you revise. One, every time you do an essay, every time, and I'm still saying it, and I'm writing it a lot, and it's in my notes all over the place, and every time we talk about something, I'm like, be specific, be specific. Your evidence, examples, be more specific. Number two, repetition of words, still a problem in general. Think about your keywords and stop repeating them. And number three, of the ones that I've read so far, you're tempted to write about yourself all the way through, which you can tell us a lot about yourself without starting every sentence with I, right? the way that you're writing and what you're writing about is telling us about you. So you don't have to literally have every sentence be about you, right? So I remember, excuse me, when we said like, um, I started to walk to the store to buy some, I don't know, video games because it's almost summer. Who buys stores the video games at the store anymore? Download. Anyway, let's pretend. Walking to the store to buy some video games. The video games at the store waited for me, anxious, or they taunted me. Come buy me, they said. Right? It doesn't. It's not really about me. It's about the games, or it's about the store, or it's about the walk. It's not about I, because that's boring. You are interesting. I is boring. Those are the main things I want you to think about. Anything else would be something that you know you have issues with. Um, if you're a over explainer and a rambler, you know that by now. You should watch for that. If you tend to not go into depth, or you only have one detail all the time, you have one really good example, but you only have the one, never really goes any deeper than that. You know that by now. Last thing, and then you can go look at the examples on the document, and then I marked a couple things on them. You do not want errors in a college essay. Like, this would be the one where you don't want any typos, you don't want any comma errors as best you can. You don't want, right? They're going to assume that you are giving them the thing that is as good as you can give it to them. So make sure that's the case. Well, this is probably the last time I'm going to speak to you. So I hope you have an amazing summer. Make sure that before you quit for the summer, a couple of you seem to have already quit for the summer. If you are just trying to pass the class, and there are a handful of you out there, you need to have the 3 main papers: synthesis, college, rhetorical analysis. You need at least 2 fully written AP writes. 2. Otherwise, you'll have an incomplete, and you'll have to try and finish it. And then if you don't finish it, it turns to an NC eventually, like next fall. If you end up with a higher grade, I will submit the grade change immediately. It might take a while to post, though. Remember, the grade changes for the first semester. And there's a lot of them because you're nice like that. I don't know. Grades were good. I definitely erred on the side of, why not? Nobody's going to question it. Give it to them. So, enjoy. I will be up here. If you're looking for me, wave to the rooftops. And I'll probably be up here with my pile of books that I've been building up all winter long because I didn't have time to read them. Yep. All right, enjoy. I miss you. I wish I would have had you for 10 more weeks face-to-face. That would have been fun. But life is what it is. Hopefully, next year, we'll get to see each other in person. Except for Kayla. Happy graduation, Kayla. Have fun. Graduate. Yay. Sorry, graduation is not a thing, sort of. But like I said, it'll make a good story for your children someday or whatever. Have any questions? Let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in September. Enjoy summer. Bye.